George Kilpatrick, inspiration for the nation celebrating people we feel good about. Ty Anderson is the founder of JD's Angels. And oftentimes when things happen to us, there's a lot of different ways that we can react to the things that perhaps may bring us some discomfort. But Ty found a way to turn pain into passion. Ty Anderson, so glad to have you on the program. Tell me your story.
Well, George, thank you for having us or having me on your show. Definitely, excited about this opportunity to share a little bit about our story and what our mission is with JD's Angel Wings. So, JD is one of four in our family. We have an older daughter, Savannah, older daughter, Aaliyah, and then we had JD, and then our youngest is Bryson. So, we were having, we had our first two girls ready to have our third, probably final. And, sometimes life just, throws some wrenches in the way and hits you in a way where, you really weren't expecting. So I carried JD full term. It was on his due date. And, just didn't feel the movements that I had normally felt throughout the pregnancy. So my husband, James, took me in. And, it was our nightmare come true. I had not heard of or experienced with any friends or family members that I'd known a stillbirth. And that's what was happening to us. So, of course, the whole experience is extremely traumatic. And it changed us in ways, that we are still growing and learning from. So what we were surrounded by was a lot of love from our immediate family, extended family, friends that we call family, and even people that we didn't know from moms groups that I had met online. So we had to, deal with our grief of losing our son. So it was, we had our two daughters, and this was our little boy. He was a surprise. We didn't know the gender. And, he was my biggest baby. He was 8 pounds, 6 ounces. And, so a lot of the times when you talk about these instances, you don't realize that the parents have to go through the labor and delivery of the child, and then you're walking out of the hospital empty-handed. And so your whole life changes. So our family, like I said, they just poured right in, surrounded us with a lot of love, took things out of the way that shouldn't, that would cause us any kind of pain or immediate grief, like a car seat and decorations and things of that nature. And like I said, what we experienced was in this time of just, incredible sadness, was just so much love. And you would even question sometimes, like, do people really care about each other? Right. And what is, everybody says, why do bad things happen to good people? I ended up getting an answer to that probably a year ago. And so we decided that
well, you said you got an answer to that. Is that what JD's Angel Wings is? Is that the answer to the good things happening to bad things happening? Oh, so what was your answer?
I'll explain. The answer is empathy. Yeah, the answer that came to me was empathy. And in order for the world to work, in order for us to coexist, you have to be able to feel or put yourself in somebody else's shoes in order for you to be able to help somebody through a tough situation. If you don't have empathy, you can't do that. So whether it's a good person or a bad person, I just feel like that was my answer. But, so back to, during that time, what was, we were just surrounded by a lot of people. We had meal trains set up with us, donations set up. We had people sending us, teddy bears for the kids and spoiling our girls. And just really giving us some time for James and I to grieve and, all the support that we needed. So
can I ask you a few things about that?
Sure.
Because how do you not go to the place of what did I do? Should I have done? What couldn't I? How do you not do that? Or did you do that and then had to, how did you do that?
I think that that happens with almost every mother, if not all, from my experience, and then even with the families that we've supported. I was there and probably still there a little bit today. I feel like the safest place for a child is in your stomach. Uh, where else? Under your mother's care. So the immediate pain for me was, what did I do wrong, and blame myself. And so you have to, a series of things, like, for instance, James and I were gifted a healing trip. I joined support groups. So in this, you learn one of two things: that two people can grieve about the same thing, completely different. The pain is different. Maybe, like, for instance, I was willing to talk about it a little bit more after a few months. I was encouraged to maybe join a support group, which I did. And then, like, 2 years down the line, therapy, which I did. James opted out not to do that, but we've always communicated and checked in with each other. So there's always been that communication with the two of us about it.
And the support group, the first support group that you joined, was it for mothers who were grieving the loss, or was it grief counseling separately?
It's a support group for parents. So you could come together or separate, it didn't matter. And it was for parents who have also lost their infants in pregnancy. Some had, when I started, the group was infants in pregnancy, and then there was a few under a year of age where they experienced loss.
Yeah, and again, no one wants to. This is why you talk about empathy, right? It is just such, right? I don't have to tell you. I mean, I'm sure, right? And so from that, you felt, were you called to create something called JD's Angel Wings? Talk to me about that calling.
I was called because this is, when you have a traumatic event and, you lose your child, a lot of the time, a lot of things that you probably feel, or what I felt, was to just go inside and not be outward, not speak about it. Just keep to myself, keep to, this is what James and I have experienced, and it was just between the both of us. My profession is in sales. I'm a pharmaceutical sales rep. And when you are a pharmaceutical sales rep, you, as a woman, go through everything with the 100 offices that you call on. So I would have offices. So if I have 100 targets, and I've been in 100 offices over the course of my pregnancy, that's hundreds of women that have seen me become pregnant and see me grow. And it's just women and the excitement of pregnancy, and just, I want to touch your belly. All of these things that women do to encourage each other. And so with that, we lost JD. My company was really great. In some instances, companies don't give moms the time to grieve. I got the full maternity leave, but when I came back, I literally spent a year talking about it, because somebody wasn't there or was on vacation. And then I go back in the office and they're like, "Oh, where's the pictures of your baby? You're back."
Oh,
and
Lord. Right.
So it was like, for a year, I had to learn how to come out of this, huddle that I wanted to stay in, and come out of and talk about it. And, they cried with me, they hugged me. I probably would call James after every call, like it was a bad day. And, he would encourage me and pick me up and make sure that I was okay. And this, I'm telling you, George, it happened for a year, where I had to let people know that I had lost my son, and even into, I'll explain later, but into my pregnancy with my fourth, Bryson. So after, in between that time, I just felt an urge to I didn't know it, start a nonprofit. I just I felt an urge that I needed to help people in the same situation. That some of my greatest moments are like this, where I get to talk about JD, because that means that, he's being remembered. And all of your fans and all of our supporters and all the families that we've supported will be able to come to this podcast now, years down the line. And it's still something where I get to talk about him. And he was here and he meant something to all of us. And he has definitely changed all of our lives, and gave us the opportunity to have our fourth Bryson. So that was the calling, and it was so strong. And then I didn't want to do it, and my mom and sister, they encouraged me, but they let me basically make the decision myself. And I took probably another year to start a nonprofit. I dragged my feet.
And so, and what? So you help women, families, parents who have lost a child either in birth or in under a year, if you, as you indicated, or is it just in third trimester, right?
So yeah, we specialize. I don't want to use that word, but we support what we know, and that's
Right.
third trimester
Third
pregnancy loss.
trimester pregnancy loss.
We've been, families have reached out to us with loss earlier in the pregnancy, or a year or two after birth. We don't turn a family away, but our focus is third trimester, because that's what we're familiar with, and that's the help that we can put together based on our experience.
So what do you provide for families?
So we provide everything that was given to us. So we provide a healing trip, as long as funds are available. We provide every family with a keepsake box, which includes personalized item with your angel baby's name on it, and delivery date. And we provide, and in that box is a candle and a journal, a couple of journals. We focus on both parents, not just the mom. I know some nonprofits focus on just moms, which is important, but for us, we're a close family and we handle this together. So we like to focus on the parents, and then, try to include the extended family if possible. So the keepsake box goes to every family. We have provided financial support for burials for families. We've helped our first family who didn't get any support from an employer. We've helped with financial support so that the mom could have at least a month off of work. We've done, donation drives to raise money for families. Anything that you need to start the healing process is what we've provided. Even therapy, free group sessions, exercise therapy, helping to release those endorphins, all the above.
And are you fully running this? Or you still work? Are you run this fully?
Yeah, no, I do still work.
Yeah. I mean, this is work. I'm saying, do you
Yeah.
still do work outside of the foundation? Let me ask you this: when you think about the work that you do and the support that you're giving, so you didn't do it when you was called to do it, and then you started it. How did that first family get help from you, and how do families get help from you now? And you're based where? You're based in New York City, right?
Actually, in Massachusetts.
Sorry,
I live in Plymouth. Yeah.
Springfield, Western Massachusetts, right? I should know that.
South Shore.
South Shore. Okay, yeah, South
right
Shore.
before the Cape.
Right. I don't know why. Yeah. Okay. Let's get this right. South Shore, Massachusetts is where you're based. And so, how do they find out about you? And remember, what was the first family you helped?
So it was the first family we helped was on, we found out through a mom's group. So it's the same mom's group that supported me through my loss. And this mom was, vocal throughout her pregnancy. And then she had her loss. And I just one night got flooded with a whole bunch of text messages, notifications, like, Ty, Heather needs your help. And that's how I was alerted of our first family. So it just so happened that Heather was in a New England state But we've helped families in Florida, California,
Oh, so you
Oregon.
would help anybody from all over the country if,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, we don't. So as you know, I said with our healing trip, we've sent families to, I believe we sent a family in North Carolina to somewhere close to where they lived. We've done a few families to the Cape, but you know, COVID really did put a damper on our fundraising efforts, as it has with everyone. It's changed us. So we would like to get back to sending families that need it, you know, on a healing trip, and you know, just providing all the above.
JD's Angels Wings Incorporated.org. What do you want people to know about this journey, and how to the mother that's listening now, to the parents that are listening now, who may who may have experienced this? You know what that feeling is like. What would you say to them right now?
What I'd say is similarly to the letter that's sent to every family, is that we're proof, James and I, our girls and Bryson, our family, is proof that through love, support, and laughter, and with prayer, that you can get through this. It's not going to be easy. You're going to need a lot of love and understanding, but it is something that you can get through and survive.
And you can find laughter in this.
Not
Did you
find laughter, but laugh
laugh?
again.
Oh, laugh
Laugh
again.
again.
Yeah, I
Sorry
was
if
gonna
that came
say.
out
Okay,
wrong.
I was
You
right. Right.
can laugh.
You
At the
can laugh.
beginning, nothing is funny. You feel like the world is just going and going and going, and you're stuck in one spot and nothing is funny. That's why I say that. James's aunt actually took us out to a few months after, took us to a comedy show, and she is the family comedian as well. And I just remember I had laughed, like my belly was hurting. I had that good belly laugh.
That
And
good, like that, like
yes.
goofball laugh.
Yes, that healing laugh. And so that's what we tell families, is that you will be able to laugh again. You will be able to carry on. You're not ever going to forget your angel. You will be changed, and it's up to you to change for the positive, and you know, always have them with you.
By the way, we really appreciate the work you're doing, the work that you and your husband are doing to help other families heal. And I have a daughter named Aaliyah, by the way. Just
Oh, you do?
yes, I do.
Two A's or one? Two A's or one?
One A and an H at the end. So
Hey, that's exactly how we spell ours.
really,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's so funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
small world.
Well, Ty, so glad to meet you. Continue this work. JD's Angels Wings Incorporated.org is how you can
Yes.
find this organization and support this organization and the work that they're doing. And if you're a mom who wants to help be part of their healing circle, and you may have had a very similar experience, a third trimester loss, I'm sure they welcome
Of course.
you welcome you to be a part of this circle of healing. Ty, our love and support to you and James for the work that you're doing in this country and in your community. And
Thank
we
you.
wish you so well. Again, JD'sAngelsWings.org to find out more about the organization, JD's Angels Wings Inc.org. Let me get that right.
Yeah. Yep.
JD's Angels Wings Inc.org is the website for more information. And we wish you well. We
Thank
wish you
you.
well.
It's a pleasure. Take care.
So glad to have you on Inspiration for the Nation.
Thank you.